than I already knew, but this guy just took his time and just systematically put his plan together for the excellent fight. Mr. Champion, Laura, can you please come on?
Congratulations, champion. Buenas noches a todos. Están presentes aquí, gracias por el apoyo de hoy.
Says, thank everyone. Hopefully everyone had a good night, and he wants to thank everybody for all the love they showed him out here in Brooklyn. There's just not much more to talk about. Any questions?
Lara, una pregunta. En inglés, en español. Primero en inglés. Now that you defeated Trout, and we know that you want to fight Canelo, what is your message to Canelo directly? ¿Cuál es tu mensaje a Canelo directamente, sabiendo que tú quieres pelear con él?
Ya lo dije ya públicamente, lo dije en Río. Le dije que ya, le dije que quería Canelo, a mi promoción y a Jaime, que son la gente mía, a mi hermano que vive en Cuba, y ellos son los que se encargan de eso. Si no es Canelo, hay quien venga. Nosotros no vinimos aquí a estar eligiendo boxeadores, nosotros peleamos cualquiera.
He says, he said it publicly in the ring on Showtime, the fight he wants and the fight he deserves is Canelo. Canelo wants to keep, running the way he's been doing, then he'll fight anybody. He didn't come to this country to pick and choose. He came to fight the best. So, he'll leave it, Golden Boy, Al Heyman, and, the team to put together the biggest fight out.
Can you explain maybe more clearly what the Cuban Clinic is?
Pues un poco más la escuela cubana, la clínica cubana.
La mejor escuela del mundo, Cuba, a nivel mundial. Solamente lo que tienen que darle la oportunidad a los boxeadores cubanos que se desarrollen un poquito más, que lo tienen apagado.
Yeah, for him, he feels it's one of the top schools in boxing. Boxing, and he says all you got to do is just allow these fighters to be themselves and give them opportunities, and let them fight the best, and we'll show the world why they're the best.
Any more questions?
We did a lot of interviews so far, John. Anyone else?
Yes. Demetrius Andrade was here today.
Who?
Demetrius Andrade.
Who's that?
Andre, WBO champion.
Who?
Junior middleweight.
Él me conoce bien a mí. Él me conoce bien.
He said he knows him real well.
I know. He said that you guys met the amateurs.
Yeah, who won?
He said the Laura won.
Okay.
But he also said that was the amateurs.
Así que eso era Amadeo, ¿qué tú crees de él?
Amateur, profesional, estamos aquí. Yo no estoy eligiendo boxeador, ya lo dije hace un ratito ya. Él me conoce bien. Me dio con Andrade, nos vemos, nos salvamos, nos llevamos bien porque nos conocemos de la carrera de Amateur. Pero si hay que pelear, es bien otra cosa. No hay de otra.
He says, he saw him here, he came and congratulated him. Like he told you earlier in the meeting, it doesn't matter. Amateurs, pros, don't matter. He's going to beat him either way. And if they got to get in the ring, he's not picking and choosing nobody. He'll fight anybody.
Yeah?
Yeah? They're a lot. That's it. Thank you, guys.
And just for the record, I am authorized to say that Richard Schaefer and Golden Boy, is trying to, get him Canelo and Lara to actually give the fans and give the media what most want to see that fight. So it is being talked about and it is being discussed. So that could be another possibility for 2014, and I'll be excited, and everybody else will be excited. And to me, it's what boxing needs, fights like that. So don't rule that out. I know you mentioned names here and there, but don't rule that out. That fight is being discussed. It's not in the media right now.
Will that fight be out here?
It all depends. I mean, this is New York. And nobody will be a hometown favorite because, everybody has a nationality that New York represents everybody that's on this basic planet that's here. So it could be New York, it could be whatever. But I would like to see this fight personally. I just think it's good for boxing. And it's, obviously it's good for Golden Boy promotion.
Is the deciding factor to make that fight still dependent on what Miguel Cotto decides to do?
It's not based on whether Cotto do or don't do. It's just based on whether two sides can get together, their representation and the other guy's representation, which is Cotto and Lara, and come up with a fair decision where they both can agree to. It's all about negotiations. You know how this goes. So whether Cotto, You know, he's not like a situation where if Cotto don't do this, it won't happen. If he does this, it will happen. I mean, it's not that it's, you know, plain black and white. So it all depends. It's all negotiations, all what's best for each guy to understand what's best for them, and hopefully what's best for them to fight the best. And fight the best is those two names I just mentioned, Canelo and Lara. Lara. Any more questions? All right, let me bring up a guy a champion rather, that showed excellent grit, smarts, and determination to win the title. And when I said earlier to people about this young man coming up, he's the present. It's what boxing needs to hold up the tradition of great fights in this division. Let me bring up Mr. Porter, champion. Congratulations. Come on. Good tough fight.
I want to thank everybody for being here right now. Thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me victory tonight and allowing me to stand up here healthy right now. Training camp was hard. We made the fight easy. I think anybody who watched the fight tonight saw that we were able to do some things against Devin Alexander tonight that not many people thought Team Porter would be able to do, that I would be able to do. We proved a lot tonight. We proved, like Bernard said, I have a lot of grit, a lot of heart, a lot of skill, a lot of talent, and a gift from God. I plan to continue to use this gift and ability as long as I can, and defend this IBF title like a true champion, and go for more in the future. So that's it. I'll open up to questions, whatever you guys have.
Besides what you talked about in your training camp and strategy, it also appeared from the opening bell, determination and hunger also played a factor in your performance tonight. Would you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I'm 26 years old, and this is basically what I've been dreaming of, what I've been wanting. Not literally dreaming every night, but when the opportunity came over the last, I would say, week or two, I've literally dreamt of this night and how the outcome would be and the whole nine, you know. So from that standpoint, just a lot of hunger and a lot of desire to get what I want out of life, out of this sport. And I'm just so blessed to be an IBF champion right now and the official champion in the history books.
Whose idea was it to come in with that game plan to make it a rough fight the way that you did, to take Devin Alexander out of his normal character?
Well, this is why I had my dad come up here. This is my manager, my trainer, my father, Kenny Porter, and he's behind everything that I do, and he's the leader of everything that I do as well. And you know, when we knew we were going to fight him, he immediately, night and day, literally, I was waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. He's watching the film, trying to figure out what we were going to do, and he said this is what we were going to do, which was be aggressive and get him out of his comfort zone, make him fight. And, you know, I bought into it, had to believe in him, and I had to do it. This guy right here, he's a genius. He's a genius.
How much did working with Victor Conte improve you for this performance? Because you seem to be a new Shawn Porter. You definitely had more energy. You were definitely more active, and you just bullied him, basically.
I wanted to bully him. I wanted to be aggressive. I wanted to make it a dog fight. I wanted to make the fight hard for him from beginning to end. And I think more than anything, maybe the role that Victor played in all this was just kind of adding to the program, the things that we've always done, and you know, also teaching me how to rejuvenate my body and be ready for you know, the next workout, the next day, and ultimately you know, being at my best for this fight, being strong, rehydrating after the weigh-in and all that kind of stuff. So he played a nutritional role, but you know, we stuck to what we know best, which is working hard and being ready for what we have to do.
Was this the first time working with Conte?
My first time working with Conte, I think we went out to San Fran and worked with him for about 11 days or so, and got a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot we already knew, and you know, a lot that we compounded on as well. So this could be something we look forward to doing in the future as well.
Also, the sparring. You had a lot of tough sparring for this fight.
I love tough sparring for this. I had a lot of tough sparring for this fight. And like my dad is a firm believer in making the training camps hard to make the fight easy. We sparred our last hard week with Bubu Andrade, Demetrius Andrade's world champion. We also got in the ring with James Kirkland, throughout the camp, and I also had Chris Pearson, is an undefeated fighter, and Rashad Holloway as well. So a lot of tough hard days in the gym and at home, and it all came to tonight.
Any more questions? Mr. Rich. Devin Alexander, of course, was in a tough fight. He had to get checked out, went to the hospital. Not only because of the cut, but it was a tough fight. It was a tough turnaround fight. So, we want everybody to be safe. We don't want tragedies. So getting checked out. So that's why he's not here. Let me tell you about the attendance, which was, 9,363 people in attendance to watch not only Paulie and Zab Judah, but this outstanding card, and it's pretty exciting. It has some exciting action, especially with the first main event TV fight, which is Bika and Durrell. So we just wait till they get here and sort of let it marinate for a minute and see the time they come, hopefully soon.